Dan, no. There we go.
Welcome back to the Lifted Lifestyle Podcast, episode 24.
24. Come on.
Cookie woo. We had
a
lot of stuff going on, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
The last week or so.
Busy week.
Very busy.
Busy week.
Hopefully you're all good, all you listeners. Yeah. We've been. We'll kick it off with the old team meet. That was good crack.
I forgot all about that. I can't lie. I didn't realise that was what we were on about. But
so Saturday we obviously met with all the peeps, or probably about a quarter of them, actually.
you know what? I really don't like the word
team meet.
Yeah, I really hate it. I don't know why.
What else do you call it?
Because it's not like
in-person session.
It makes it sound like a signing session.
Yeah, that's so true.
That.
Anyway, we met up with.
Basically, we just had clients come to the gym.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff, really. Got about 15 down, I think.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was a good session. I mean, it's always a little bit interesting for me, at least, because I never really know whether to like train myself fully or just.
Yeah, I think it was easy for me because only Max turned up, so I was like, right, well, I can just train as usual with Max. I do think it's actually worse the more clients you get there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's better if you do them more frequently, but have ask a set amount of people to come.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Because sometimes it can get a little bit messy.
Yeah, I was spread thinly, but
yeah,
I was a bit like,
or zipping all over the place. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we'll try and do the next one in about 3 months.
Yeah.
Try and get a similar number down.
Yeah, we might have to. I think as well, RT's good, obviously, but for that kind of thing, it's a bit.
I don't know if it'd be better to do it on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's definitely quieter.
Because no one's really going to be. Other people aren't going to be training.
Yeah.
And or not as many at least. And so we'll get more space, and also a lot of your guys play football or
on Saturday,
have something to do with football
on Saturday. Yeah.
So numbers wise might be better.
Yeah,
but then no one trains on a Sunday.
No,
so it's
I don't think I might have one person who has a session on a Sunday.
Yeah, but we'll play it by ear. But no, I thought it was good. Overall.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was nice to see.
Nice to get one down. I think Harrison and Luke might be signing up to RT as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe we need some commission from RT.
Yeah, it's sort of in discussion at the minute, but because basically the same distance. Because Luke, he goes from Auckley down to Bawtry to pick Harrison up, and then back up to Donny.
So does Harrison now train at JD?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where Max trains, but he wanted to go to RT, but I think right now it's too much for him to do.
Yeah.
So he's going to go to Bawtry instead.
Well, how far? Where's he live?
He lives in he said just around the corner from JD.
Oh, okay.
But because he works, and then he'll be going at the busy times, 5, 6. And we've been at RT when it's that time, and it is rammed.
It does get busy, doesn't it?
And at the minute, I said you're dieting, you've got a good chunk of cardio to do. It's going to take a lot of time out your day.
Yeah.
I said maybe when we actually get you out the diet, go to RT then when you've got a bit more time on your hands.
Did Isaac say he was going to come? I know you were saying Isaac Bailey. I know you're saying he was going to train.
Yeah, he mentioned something to Elliot, I think. Yeah, Crow.
Get yourself down, mate. I don't know if you're watching. But then the second move.
Big moves.
Kind of big.
Big cooking.
We're talking about getting a little office space in RT.
Yeah.
Which should be useful, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Yeah. I'm giddy.
I mean, obviously this is in my house, in this pod. Well, not my house, but you get the gist.
He bought this house, guys.
But it does get a bit long, just sitting in.
The thing is, I really... Sorry, the mic's a mile away from me. I really like the pod here.
Yeah, me too.
I don't actually know if I want it to be at RT, but it would just mean on Tuesdays we're going to train, picking up the stuff we need, like the mics, the light from RT, bringing that back. And then if you want to go back to the office, you've got to go back to RT, take all the stuff back with you again.
The only thing I was thinking was we could just film the pod later on in the day.
Yeah.
And shift it backwards, so then we can still work there. And then, come back for the pod, and then that will finish the day of work.
Yeah, when we go
And then
straight
go
to
to
football.
footy.
Yeah, that does make more sense, to be fair.
Probably.
Doesn't it? Yeah, we could just do that.
Yeah. So
But again, it'd be nice to do the pod in the office. Because when we've actually got it from Monday and we've sussed it out,
yeah,
we can make it look
nice.
nice. I mean, I really like it here, though.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely keep the pod here for the next month or so.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of suss it out, see if we've got enough space.
Yeah, because we need to make it look nice in there, don't we? Because
Yeah.
at the minute, it's just white walls.
Yeah.
There's an R&R
sticker
on the wall. There's a kitchen sink,
Yeah.
which we can't get rid of.
Yeah, we just don't need that, but I don't know. I think it would be nice if they can paint it black.
Yeah,
You know,
I
the
don't think they
same
will,
as-
though.
I don't know, because you know the hairdresser that we went into,
Yeah,
was that, you know, the wall with the wood panelling on, was that black or was that white?
white. I
Oh, it
think.
was white.
Yeah, I think it was white.
Maybe not then. But we're going to get it set up there hopefully Monday
Yeah.
or across next week,
Yeah,
basically.
it'll be across the week probably, won't it? Taking
And then,
stuff over.
then we'll
and
be
that.
cooking. Content's going to be cooking.
Yeah, the content's going to be awesome.
It's going to be so easy to like do reels and stuff.
Yeah, like we can just be sat there and think, I need to do some reels. Go into the gym, which is
There you go.
30-second walk.
Easy peasy.
Bosh.
So looking forward to that really. And yeah, that's probably updates for me.
Yeah, same.
Not much else. I've got a couple of questions going on. Have you?
Yeah, I got two, I think. I forgot to put it up yesterday, which has really
Mine are pretty washed.
shot me in the foot, to be honest. Need to remember to do it a day in advance.
Yeah, I did mine last night. But
Who's asked?
Got a few.
Who's asked?
Got one from Theo,
Yeah.
who said, "How did the snus photo get past the one coaching quality control?"
I don't know. I mean, I did see it and I thought,
That was my fault. Theo basically, on Saturday, he did the photos at the team meet because he had rugby later on, so he didn't really want to full-on train.
yeah.
So he got a bit of a pump and like just took photos for us. So I posted a reel with like a
montage,
montage
of
of all
photos
the
that he's taken.
photos. And Theo, when he was practicing, took a photo of his nicotine canister, and I've accidentally
His espresso.
RT espresso, yeah. I've accidentally put it in the reel, so that's not
Oh, well,
ideal.
it was a nice ending to the reel, I thought.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks Theo for taking the photos. And I've got another question. This one's really washed. Oh, I've got two actually.
It's really washed.
Marston PT coming through.
Yeah, he asked me one as well. He's proper pulling through.
Connor Longworth said, worst drug experience.
Drug?
Yeah.
I don't do any drugs.
I've
so-
actually literally never touched a drug.
No, well, I have, but nothing hardcore.
No. It depends what you clarify as drugs. Alcohol.
Yeah. I mean,
But no, sorry, I've not really got an experience of that. Other people, I've got experience around other people, which is obviously not good, but
yeah, same, I have as well.
don't want to put anyone in.
No, I don't want to throw any names.
I know one story.
The guy was.
Who? What?
What? Who said that?
Do you want to go? Hit me with Marston's.
With Marston's. Okay, it's a good question. What approach do you take with clients who don't fully engage with coaching, like the coaching process?
That is an interesting one.
I think the first thing to say here is you need to understand why they aren't, or find the whys, because they've obviously had some sort of motivation and reason to initially sign up. So for then that to go and not engage would be quite strange, especially obviously if they're paying. It is a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But I think we've both definitely had experiences of this.
Yeah.
Or multiple experiences. So I think understanding and actually just talking to them on like a normal level.
Yeah.
Understand why they're not engaging before you try to start doing things to make them engage.
Yeah. And you got to get on a call with them, really, don't you? And
There's only so
through.
much you can read from a text.
Yeah.
And sometimes things can be taken the wrong way, and it's easier just to actually talk to them.
I think it's almost always nutritionally, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I can't really think of a time where I've had someone in that was like not doing any of the training sessions.
Yeah. No, I think, especially at this point now, because a lot of people we get on are already people who train and go to the gym. So that's already sort of part of the routine anyway.
Yeah.
So I think I'd agree. It's normally the nutrition.
Yeah, it's almost always nutrition. It's almost always if they're trying to diet, which is probably why they've not been able to diet in the past and have come for help. I always find as well, if you get someone that gets, like immediate results from, let's say they have a really good first week.
Yeah.
That usually carries over quite well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So part of it is almost doing everything you can to get them those results in the first week so that they never actually have that issue.
Yeah. I think we always say, obviously, a client's full journey has the same level of importance throughout.
Yeah.
But looking at it as like a business standpoint, that first month of coaching someone is so important.
Yeah. Because if you're not on it and you don't explain to them everything they need to do and make sure everything's really clear, if that first week or two doesn't go to plan, it looks like you don't know what you're talking about as much as you do, because it's not initially worked. So like Joe, for example, that I'm coaching now, his first week, I think he's dropped or first week of dieting at least, he's down 1.8 kilos. Yeah. So now he's like, this is sick.
Just instantly locked in with it. I agree.
So it's all about getting that first week of dieting in a good spot, I think. And then if there is any issues, at least from an adherence standpoint, you got to find out why it might be.
There is always a reason why.
Yeah.
That either they don't want to adhere or they're struggling to adhere.
Yeah.
That's why you've got to get through to them.
Yeah. It's difficult if there's someone that is struggling with certain scenarios, then it's easier to do.
Yeah.
Because it's not a question of if they want to or not. It's more about making sure they've got understanding of what they need to do.
Yeah.
There's obviously some people that aren't as coachable.
Yeah.
And you tell them to do something and then it just doesn't happen. And that's usually when that goal isn't quite strong enough for them.
Yeah, definitely. Or they're just like a impulsive person.
Yeah.
I think I've definitely noticed that a lot. There's a lot of people who are just really impulsive.
Yeah.
And one day they're want to achieve their goal, and then the next they're just not bothered.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a load of different angles that you can take with it. So it's kind of hard to give Marston PT one singular answer. But it just comes down to discussing it, I think. Yeah.
I think building that rapport with them as well, so that they feel like they can voice issues that they might have. Because then it's not everyone's going to sign up and love everything about the way you coach people.
Yeah.
So there is going to be people who are like, I don't really like this, I don't really like that. So it's important that you actually build that sort of trust with them, that they're happy to say something and they're not scared to say something.
That's something I've really been trying to push recently on that initial kickoff call that we have.
Yeah,
to be
if they have an issue,
if there's literally anything, please just message me.
Say,
because maybe when I was slightly less experienced a few years ago, I'd sort of send over a meal plan or whatever, and then just be like, right, there you go,
crack on,
sorted. And then 6 months down the line, if they decide to move on, obviously I'll ask them, what have you liked, what have you not liked? And a lot of the time, the not like used to be, I got a bit bored of the meals, for example. That's something where, if that is the case, it's one text away from...
It's just from sorting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, again, that's why we sort of implemented the kick-off calls or the start-up calls, set-up calls, whatever you want to call them. Because I think before we were doing that, obviously, you just send in a Loom video talking through the plan. I think, obviously, within that, you can't have a direct conversation with someone about it.
Yeah.
So let's say you send that video, they watch the video, they look at the meal plan, and there's 4 meals in there that they don't like.
Yeah.
I think subconsciously they automatically think, they've put this work in to make this.
Yeah.
I've watched the video, they've made the video. there's just not really any point in saying anything now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I think the call part at first is so important.
Yeah.
Just to make sure everything's clear, and if they've got any issues, you can iron it out there and then. Because otherwise, you're sort of starting at like 50%.
Yeah.
Where you could just have a call. It might take a little bit longer, but they're going to get better progress.
Yeah.
So.
I think another thing that some people maybe don't understand is that there is a lot of ways to skin the cat. So some people, especially I've noticed on these startup calls, you'll make them a plan, and then you're like, right, how do these meals look? You know, do you enjoy them? Yeah. And then a lot of the time, the first response is like, well, yeah, you know, you're the guy that knows what you're doing, so you know, we'll crack on. But really, you know, there's nothing special about having a certain setup of a meal plan. There's plenty of changes you can make. It's not like this specific food has some. Yeah,
it's like it's not like one size fits all. Like you said, it's the same.
Yeah, so sometimes I think people maybe think that plan is the only way, and that personal kind of enjoyment might not actually come into it.
Yeah, it has to go out the window.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to dieting.
Yeah,
I think people attach dieting with like suffering and no enjoyment when it doesn't have to be the case at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be times when it's hard.
Yeah.
But it doesn't need to be as hard as people think it should be.
I think that comes down to like getting on that person's level of understanding as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Even just through certain food choices, making sure they get like, okay, this chicken or this certain fruit that I've put in, like, if you don't want that, it's quite easy.
Just swap it for the protein source, whatever. So, I think it's quite it's quite a hard question to answer.
Yeah,
because there's so many, like you said, different avenues that you can go down.
Yeah, but like I say, if someone gets a good first week in the bag, they're going to be freaking dialed for a long time.
Yeah, so put the effort in at first.
I saw a reel that that JJ did recently. What's his name?
JJ Transformations.
Jack Jacks. Is that his actual name? Jack Jacks.
I thought his name was JJ.
It's Jack Jacks. That's funny.
Sorry, that is a shite name. I'm sorry.
That's quality. Yeah, he posted a reel saying it was like the 3 M's of results, and I think I resonated with it quite well. Mindset, someone needs to be in a position to want to make a change. Motivation, which comes from seeing those initial results in like the first couple of weeks, and then momentum, which is what you get after you pick up that motivation from the first few weeks. Yeah. And really, once you nail that, like that momentum will carry you for a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Until something comes up, like a holiday, social occasion, which is there when you can put in interventions to keep them somewhat on plan.
You know, one of my biggest like sort of pet peeves is with coaches is the whole, you know, when they start a new client up and they'll send them a Loom video and it's like 30 minutes long and they're like, do you see anyone else putting this level of effort in? It's like, fucking hell. You've sent them a Loom video. Nice. Good job. Like, fucking, it just annoys me so much.
I know what you mean. Just that general practice of
so frustrating.
Not even like just that particular example, but there's always little things like that, isn't there? That
they think they're superior because they sent an extra 2 minutes Loom video than what someone else did. Like,
or you've got the other end of the scale where people will put like serious day of check-ins done, and it'll be like 30 Loom tabs across the top, and then you're looking into it, you see the first one zoom in a bit, it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I get right. Some people's check-ins generally don't need to be long.
Yeah,
but like, you know, when you actually do see someone, they are generally like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't understand what information you can be giving someone in that time, unless you literally go in, hi mate, this is the change, see you later.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't know about, I think you're the same. There's sort of like, I mean, to give people an insight into the feedback process, there's sections, right? Because you got your nutrition, training, recovery, supplementation a little bit, and then kind of activity cardio, and then I guess adherence.
Yeah, it's always broken down. The check-in feedback's always broken down into sections.
I always go through each individual bit.
Yeah.
And let's say maybe not training, there's always a bit more to go through there, but let's say nutrition.
Yeah.
If there's if it's all looking good, there's still stuff to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
You still sort of go, right, kind of explain to them, body weight's come down this week by this amount. That means we don't need to...
Yeah, you don't just go, no change to nutrition. If there's no changes, I'll go, there's no changes, this is the reason why.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You'll explain that, like if you're dieting and you're losing body weight, you're not going to then make changes to nutrition if it's not needed to.
Yeah, so you always make the explanation, don't you?
Yeah, because you want to, at the end of the day, you still want to educate the client.
Yeah.
But as much as you want a client to stay on for as long as possible, your job is almost to teach them everything that they need to know to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Which is why if you have a client who's been with you for a year and they leave, it's not like, oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's frustrating because you're earning a little bit less money, but you've done a good job.
Yeah.
Because they then feel comfortable that they can do it themselves.
Yeah. I also think within that check-in process, let's say you do have the nutrition's gone well, they've adhered, everything's looking good. There's also the sort of reward factor of being like, right, mate, you've done really well this week. I actually sort of praise them for doing well, as well as making changes to things that aren't looking as good.
Yeah, and that again leads into building that momentum. Like if you can make them feel good. Yeah. If they nail everything, it's not like you're just going to do their feedback and be like, everything nailed. Yeah. Sound do it again. Yeah. Like, actually fucking praise them for doing it.
I think there's some different people that maybe need different things. Because I'll see some coaches' testimonials where they'll sort of talk about how, they'll say, "Oh, he doesn't give me praise often, but when he does, it feels meaningful." I think there's an aspect of that is true, but also some people, a lot of these coaches tend to be a bit more high level, have been in the game for a long time. They're working with bodybuilders and stuff, which is fair. But for a normal person, they probably need a bit more you've actually done well here, mate.
Yeah.
Rather than saving it for one compliment every 3 months.
Yeah. At the end of the day as well, with coaching, obviously you're helping them with their physique development, but also you want to change their mindset to how they feel about themselves. Yeah. So if they know that you're proud of them or whatever, it's going to massively help them in general with life. So I think it just doesn't sit right with me. 1 minute check-ins. Yeah. But then I'm not saying as well you need to be doing every check-in needs to be above 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, mine I'd say, there's sort of 5 or 6 sections. Minimum it ends up being 5 minutes-ish. Yeah. Sometimes it goes 15. Yeah. But it's not often.
I'd say my average is probably 7 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a good amount of time to get the information across without waffling.
Yeah. Well, there's also a point of, I used to do it, send half an hour check-ins. And it would be like I'm trying to put all of the information that I know into that thing. Yeah. Then suddenly they've got a list of 15 things that they need to do for the week.
They're not going to remember. Yeah.
So 5 to 15 minutes, you end up getting a couple of points out that they actually need to do.
Yeah, you don't want to overwhelm them with.
If you go above 5 things that they need to change for that week, it's just not going to happen.
No.
So
yeah. I also think as well, a big bulk of my check-ins, especially, is on their actual timeline. Yeah. That's what I start all mine with. Yeah, me referring back to the timeline, because again, from a business standpoint and keeping clients on, you need them to see the big picture. Yeah. And understand it's not just a 12-week diet process. You need them to see beyond that. Yeah. I think that relates well to Marson, because I think obviously he's trying to get in to coaching people online. Yeah. So from a business perspective, try to really plan ahead and don't get them thinking about the next 12 weeks. Get them thinking about a year, 2 years time.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's going to get them a better result as well.
You're still benefiting the client and you're benefiting yourself.
Yeah, I think from a client perspective as well, if they see that timeline, it also gives a like deadlines for phases that pulls just enough pressure to go like, right, I need to keep cracking on.
Yeah, it drives that adherence, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So like, okay, I've got this set, I need to be done by this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've answered that pretty well.
Yeah,
we did go off on a bit of a tangent, but
that's right, mate.
I feel like we've given him some good bloody value there.
Yeah, hopefully that helps. I think I've got another one from Marston.
I love Marston.
Yeah,
I think he's probably my best
guy.
friend. Maybe he needs to be a guest on the pod.
Yeah, get him on. Okay. Would you rather, this is from Marston, 12 raw eggs every morning, or sleep on the floor every night, brackets, raw dog, no pillows?
I think the 12 raw eggs.
Really? Let me have a look.
Yeah, because like that's like, okay, you got 12 raw eggs, you blend them up, put them in a drink, you can get it down in a few minutes.
I think you'd get used to it as well.
Yeah, I think you'd just be like, oh, right, I've got to do it. I think with the sleep, it's going to affect your whole day.
Yeah.
If you're like getting like 1 hour of good sleep every night,
Yeah.
I'd rather take the knock of the 5 minutes of grimness from the eggs.
Yeah.
And have a good night's sleep.
Did you see what was that guy's name? You know the guy that would be what's his name? Summit King with the beard and he's like eats like raw meat and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, Liver King.
Yeah, Liver King, that's it.
Yeah.
He started sleeping on like a wooden plank.
Why?
Because he said it was like ancestral or whatever. And he was talking about how, you know, you need your bed to be really low. That's what keeps you flexible and keeps you living well throughout your ages or whatever. And then I think it was a couple of months down the line, he was like, "Yeah, this isn't great. If you actually look at it ancestrally, you know, the guys would be putting some sort of animal sheath
skin
on the bottom for a bit of padding. So now he's just got a normal bed."
Great, what a fucking idiot!
So,
what an actual idiot!
Yeah, Marston, I think I'd go for the eggs. I value my sleep, and I'd rather not sleep on the floor without a pillow, to be honest.
That's another pet peeve of mine. People who think they have to drink raw eggs and be like a hardcore. I hate it. I just hate the fitness industry. I actually do. I hate it so much. I hate how everyone cares what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just been ranting about other coaches, but you know, when like I never put something on my story where I'm like I don't know, almost calling out other coaches. I follow this guy on Instagram. I'm not going to say his name. I fucking can't stand. I'm probably going to unfollow him because it's one of them where I want to unfollow him, but also I like to follow him because I like to see stories that make me angry. And he's like, if you've got a shoulder injury, all these coaches are saying this. I'm like, mate, just stop caring so much. Like, please.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It is weird, isn't it? Like, if you look at all these really successful companies, like Apple, for example, they're not going on their Instagram and going like, "Oh, Samsung is whack." Like,
Android.
Have you seen their phones?
Mate? You just when coaches are doing that, you just look like a wanker.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
There's another guy as well. He went through a phase of like every day he had something to complain about to do with something. Oh. Yeah, it honestly drives me absolutely insane.
The thing with the fitness industry, there's loads of like side pockets of different factors. So people love to take a stronghold and be like, this is.
Yeah, they like try too hard to get like authority.
Yeah,
like speak from a place of authority.
Yeah, I think it's easily done because you see all these people that blow up and they're talking about really controversial topics. Yeah. Or even people that aren't trying to, and they think that, you know, this is the solution to everyone. Yeah. Like there's that I can't remember what her Instagram's called. It's like the insulin girl or something, and her whole thing is like about how you need to manage your insulin, and that's going to make you lose weight. Like she's like genuinely thinks that is the solution. So there's people like that, and then there's people that purposely try to be like this polarizing guy, which works for growing your socials, and then people buy into it. But there's a point for me where it's like, okay, what you're actually saying here for the vast majority of people isn't true. So is that really worth it for a bit of clout?
Yeah. I actually don't. The thing that, when someone has a large following and they speak from a place of authority, I actually don't mind that. It's when they're like not they haven't got a big following, but they're talking like they're like the messiah of fitness. And it just winds me up so much.
Yeah. I don't think we do that too much. I think we're fairly clean.
I mean, sometimes we might, on a reel, start with something that's like...
Yeah.
But again, there's a reason we're doing that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever spouted something that I generally
actually not
don't think is beneficial to the vast majority of people.
Yeah, I just hate the fitness industry. And when you see like people above the age of 20 arguing about stuff, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I think there's a swing now where there's obviously initially it went over to people being really polarizing. Now there's a bit of a swing to people calling out the people that are chatting waz.
Yeah.
But even that seems a bit odd.
Yeah, it's just annoying. It's just all so annoying.
So hopefully we don't come across as,
I'd like to think in the pod
blokes.
we're very clear on like, it's like everything within fitness is person dependent.
Yeah.
So there's no one, like we said earlier, there's no one size fits all. And it's not right to be pushing. I get people can have an opinion, but I hate when it's really pushed on you.
Yeah.
That's what annoys me.
Yeah. It's a bloody trigger warning.
Yeah, trigger warning. You fat.
Have you got any other questions?
Yeah, I've got one from I don't know his name. You know the guy you go to cricket, you play cricket with, who goes to RT? The one who's competed. His name's Singh Saab Lifts.
Oh, Sake Who Lifts, it used to be. That used to be his name,
what's his actual name? I don't know. He just said, when's the next show?
Next BB show?
Yeah, and I don't even know does he listen to the pod? Maybe he does now.
Bits and bobs, maybe.
To be honest, I have no idea. Literally no clue. I'm just going with the flow, enjoying life.
Where would you predict, or when would you predict?
What year are we in now? 2025? Potentially next year, potentially 2027, potentially 2028. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. Is there a chance that you might not even do it?
There's definitely a chance, yeah, 100%.
Really?
But I would like to see myself that lean again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that's only just the personal challenge. It's not really anything to do with wanting to win specific things.
Yeah. Well, there isn't really a pressured timeline now, is there? Because you're not going to compete as a junior again.
No.
Well,
so like whenever I compete again, even if it's within the next 5 years, I'm probably going to be one of the youngest anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really bother me that much.
Yeah, I guess just wait until you get the itch to do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So
and you can crack on.
Yeah, it's not really at the forefront of my mind. I think we spoke about this on a pod the other week.
Yeah.
It's not something that's really in my mind at the minute.
Yeah. I think it's when you're actually around those sort of people a lot more, maybe you get a bit more of a
you get the itch
to want to do it.
Yeah.
But I think especially right now,
the change of environment I think has helped a lot.
Yeah.
It sounds really deep. I think when I was training Ultraflex, I sort of like lost my actual self.
Really?
Not like lost myself. I was still the same person, obviously, but you're just surrounded by it all the time, and you get talking to people who are involved in it, and they're asking you, well, when are you doing this? And you sort of, like, that's then all you can sort of think about, because it's all the time.
Yeah.
I think since we've been at RT, I've sort of realised, like, it's not my like goal in life.
Which is strange, isn't it? Because literally the men's physique, best men's physique guy in the world owns
he's at RT.
We see him every few days, but
yeah, it's weird. I'm just not that bothered.
Even Ryan does not come across as.
It's like he's not bothered. I'll be honest.
A massive BB, is he?
You don't see him being weird. He's just like he's like the most normal bloke ever.
Yeah.
He's actually just a normal person.
Literally the only time, I've spoken to him a good few times now, the only time he's mentioned anything about bodybuilding was when he was like, oh, you're the men's physique guy.
Yeah, that's it. He never talks. I've never spoke to him about the gym.
No.
Ever.
Just like random
just normal.
crack.
Yeah, he's just, which I was surprised. I thought he'd be like really diehard, but he really doesn't seem.
Which is interesting. Like compared to people at Ultraflex, it's like completely different.
Yeah, it's like the whole ethos of Ultraflex is competing.
I mean, I'm sure he's very dialed with everything he does still.
Yeah.
But just no one really talks about it. Like you've got Ryan, you've got the what's that other lad's name that's competing soon?
Oh, that Josh.
Josh, yeah.
Yeah, but he's not like a big name competitor, is he? Just like competes.
Yeah. So apart from them two, I don't know if anyone else really.
There will be a few, I think, but no like big names.
Yeah.
So it's nice to not be surrounded by that. Like this morning, you're just training around normal people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do prefer that a lot.
Yeah. I think some people like the, train out of Ultraflex and you're seeing sort of people that are way ahead of you.
Yeah.
Some people like that as a sort of motivator, as if it sort of drives them on in their sessions or whatever. But for me, I'm not like, oh, so-and-so stood over there, so I need like this set to go well. Like, it doesn't change anything really.
I think, again, I've never trained because I wanted to compete. It's always, the competing's always just been a byproduct.
Yeah.
And I am really impulsive with competing, I think.
Yeah.
Like last year I wasn't going to compete and then I just randomly thought one day I might compete.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the same again, what happens.
Just randomly
Definitely won't be this year, but maybe next year I'll just be like, oh, okay, why not? I don't really think putting all pressure on yourself, thinking I've got to do it this year, this is the year I'm doing it. I don't think it actually really helps.
Yeah.
Some people it might, but for me, I'd rather just wing it. And
What's Lawrence doing? Do you know?
I don't really know. I don't think he's doing men's physique anymore.
No.
I think he's basically very similar to me. He's just sort of going with the flow. But I think he is very motivated by competing again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I think it's probably something he thinks about a lot.
But he's going to be proper BB, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
In the little panties and all that.
Well, I feel like he might potentially be doing next year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be good to see him.
Yeah.
Get his kegs down and whip out the old pegs.
Bum cheeks. Come on.
And his little pink panties.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we leave the pod there?
Yeah. Have you got any more questions? I don't think
I don't
Let me
think
just
so.
check.
I put question boxes everywhere, so I'm getting a bit confused. But
did you get any on the actual?
Yeah. That was Marston's on the pod IG.
Oh, I've got some.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. What's your fave muscle to train? Chest.
Yeah, probably chest. It's the only one where you actually probably chest and arms. It's the only one where you actually get a pump and it feels nice.
Yeah.
The rest of them, if you got a lower back pump, it's just
it's awful.
Same with legs, to be honest.
If God actually existed and came out to reveal himself, would religious people actually accept him or be disgraced at the claim?
Who's asked that?
Fucking weird question.
Wait, sorry. If God
actually existed and came out to reveal himself,
okay,
would religious people actually accept him or be disgraced at the claim?
Oh, so they're saying, like, if I came out and I was like, oh, I'm actually God, would I just get, like, shunned, being like, oh, you're not God? Is that what he's sort of asking?
No, I think he means actually God.
Yeah, no, but it would be in a human form.
Yeah.
So he's sort of saying if, like, would people actually believe him, I think is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Probably. I think they think he's a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, they'd be like, shut.
Well, with Jesus, bro, I'm sure when he came out to be the like Messiah, there was like 1,000 other people that were sort of claiming that they were like the guy.
The girl.
Yeah. And he probably did enough like stuff to get people to believe him, basically.
He was, yeah.
But there's loads of people that were claiming, like, oh yeah,
it's me.
I'm the
one.
I'm the Messiah. So probably people wouldn't believe him until he started like
doing some magic or like, some cool shit.
Poof, HL gets a hairline, something like that. That'd be quality.
I've got one more question. It's from Fred.
Oh god, this is going to be good.
How did HL come out to his family?
Yeah, it's a long story, mate. Probably not one for the pod.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't talk about that matter, really.
So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the pod. Episode 25 coming next week. That's like a quarter century. Big one.
Half a year? No, it's not half a year.
No,
it's 52 weeks in a year.
No, half a year was a couple of pods ago. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It's
25, 26.
like next week.
26 would be half a year. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. Free stuff below. Subscribe. Another pod is there. And, yeah, see you next week.
Goodbye.
Ciao.